Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. Okay, yes, here we go. Hashtag Tarot Tuesday, or is it hashtag Tuesday Tarot? I mean, I have no idea, but we're going to pull some tarot cards today. Keep on that. I know it's Herb Oracle and not Herb Oracle and sometimes Tarot. But I am just to the point in my life where the tarot has crept in. There was definitely a point where I was like, I will only ever shuffle oracle cards because I just couldn't deal with the tarot. It was like I didn't get the story. I didn't want to get the story. It just seemed kind of more negative and I was more positively aligned. I think honestly, I think that was the time in my life that I was in denial. That I had a shadow side, that there was anything negative, that I wanted to embrace anything negative about me. So yeah, it wasn't until I started doing my shadow work and being like, oh, snap. There is this whole other aspect of myself that I need to accept and heal and integrate and get to know. That's when the tarot creeped into my life. Or at least that's when the idea came in that I was like, maybe someday I would get one. So that was even a big step. And then, my first tarot deck was the Patch Tarot. The Patch Tarot from Spirit Sciences, because I didn't really feel called to the old-fashioned tarot. It just seemed old. It just seemed old to me and dark, or I don't know. I just didn't like it. But when Patch did it, when Spirit Sciences released their Patch Tarot, they put a whole new spin on it, and I was like, oh, maybe I could do that, because they were more talking about the all and ascension and more like that type of vibrational lingo, which made more sense to me than the old tarot. So that was my first one. And then once I kind of liked that enough and I heard about the herbal tarot from Michael Tierra and Candace Canton, I was like, that even seems more appropriate for me. So that is what I got. So I actually only have 2 tarot decks. There is one that I'm eyeing up. I think it's called the Wildcrafters Tarot, or the Herbal something tarot. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? I would like that one. They just released it. I ain't gonna lie. I really would like that one. But, to justify $20, $25, $30 for a deck of cards this week, I can't do it. So I'm telling myself that when I complete, and this is really a long time away, I keep telling myself when I complete the Herbal Tarot series at Herbal Marie, my other podcast, then I will reward myself with another tarot deck. But that's not even hardly motivating at all. I just want to call myself out right now. That doesn't even help me get moving, because it's going to take me 2 years to do those tarot decks. So I just feel like I just suck at giving myself rewards. So anyways, we're going to pull some tarot cards today, and we're going to talk about the law of fixation. That's our next universal law. It's number 28, the law of fixation. So I could read that. Let's just get that out of the way. What are you fixated on today? I am fixated on moving up that vibrational scale. Yesterday we had some really beautiful messages about using ritual to open and heal our heart space. And I just want to I keep wanting to tie in yesterday because I don't want each day to be like completely random for myself. And this week, especially, and next week too, with the Lion's Gate, I'm calling in the Syrians to assimilate. See, I can't even remember what I'm supposed to say. Assimilate and anchor me in to the next highest frequency. There's another A word I'm forgetting. I'll look back on my notes. But anyways, I'm calling in these intentions. Let's just call them intentions to up level, to open up more, to release more of the gunk that I don't want to be dragging in my beingness anymore. So guess what that means for me? That means a disciplined forgiveness practice. So every day I'm practicing forgiveness, and every day I am doing my best not to hold anything against anyone. And yeah, just keep on trying to stay clear about what I would like in my life. And even though sometimes it's hard to like name specifics, like I don't know what I want to do. Okay, I stay away from the doing intentions and focus on the being intentions. So yeah, I don't know what the heck I want to do with my life, but I know that I want to be happy. I know that I want to be in love and be in appreciation and be in joy and be content and be inspired and be creative. So I make those kind of intentions, and then it's kind of nice. My ego doesn't get triggered because I don't have to worry about the details. So I know a lot of people really like to make vision boards and specific goals and a 5-year plan, but that kind of stuff will just trigger me into, So I just stick with my intentions being emotional, vibrational, energetic. And yeah, because it really doesn't matter what I'm doing. I just want to be happy doing what I'm doing. And if you're happy or not. So yeah, I am fixated on just getting myself into the feeling, being, vibrating state that I want to be in. And yeah, those are all high vibe goals. So yeah, that's where I keep my intentions focused. Really. As the Course in Miracles said to me this morning, the peace of God, and not more words, and I don't know if this is their exact words, but basically the peace of God, inner peace, the peace inside of you, is the ultimate goal, is the ultimate trophy. It's really the only thing that matters, truly. So yeah, peace is what we all want. All right, so let's read 28, the law of fixation. One of the 7 laws of our solar system under the 3 major laws, and governs the time of an individual's rebirth. This is the governing law on the mental plane, finding its greater correspondence in the law of karma on cosmic mental levels, and has a close connection with manas, M-A-N-A-S, with manas, the 5th principle. As a man thinks, so is he. And as a man thinks, so is he. According to his thoughts are his desires and acts, and so results the future. The mind controls and stabilizes, and coherency is the result. So that is 28, the law of fixation. It's one of the 7 laws of our solar system. I should write down these 7 laws. And it's under the 3 major laws, and it governs the time of an individual's rebirth. And this is the governing law on the mental plane. So it also has it's got a correspondence in the law of karma on the cosmic mental levels, and it's really closely connected to the 5th principle, the manas. So yeah, of course, the only part that really made sense to me was, as a man thinks, so is he. So yeah, that's why we need to clean up our thoughts, yo. So according to his thoughts are his desires and acts, and so results the future. The mind controls and stabilizes, and coherency is the result. So yeah, just going along with everything we've been saying, that we need to think better thoughts, we need to think clearly, we need to be focused on what we want. As we thinketh, so we iseth. As we think, so we is. And yeah, so just, like I said, take a time out with yourself for a hot minute and say, what am I thinking about? What am I thinking about? All right, so now I am thinking about, I just got a text message from my mom. She would like to stop over for a minute on her way to town. Maybe she's going to drop off water. I shouldn't complain. So let's just pull a few quick cards. So I was at a picnic this weekend, and I was talking to a fellow local light worker, and we were having a laugh that anytime, like, it's kind of funny and funny, not funny, that anytime, like, you're getting kind of into, like, a next level vibrational thing, like, we'll just simplify it and say it, like, anytime you're, like, getting 5D, kind of like a 5D conversation or in a 5D type of realm, we were just laughing that, like, 3D pops in and tries to sabotage it. And even when we were sitting there, we were talking about really just an interesting conversation about how we were realizing some things energetically and numerology, and we were talking about a few things. There's our first card. Some guy comes over and just interrupts us for just he just interjected his dumb conversation. Like, not being judgmental, but, it was so funny that it was like I'm not saying there's forces against me or anything. There's our next card. I'm going to put it right there. Yep, Lobelia just flipped out of the deck. But I am just laughing and having fun with noticing the little bit of lower density sabotagers. Yeah, that is what I will end with. Okay, I'm looking at 5 cards. I'm looking at 5 cards. And now I'm looking at 6. Okay, so here's our layout. Sorry, I didn't include you. Okay, so I'm looking at 6 cards. I pulled 1, then I pulled 2. Wait, I pulled 1, pulled 2. I pulled top and bottom. Pan flipped out. So I did the top and bottom with him, and then I cut the deck for the 6th one. And I just am curious. Now remember, I am kind of new to tarot, so sometimes when I flip over cards, they don't make sense to me. I have to think about them. But that's the practice of tarot. And I wanted to also tell you, yesterday at the library, I found a tarot book. So that was cool, and it was colorful, and it'd be kind of like a nice little like review, not review, but like go through it and just, I don't have to grasp the whole thing at once, but it'll just help sink in a few more of the cards. So that's why I got the book. And that's why I'm doing, the Herbal Tarot series at Herbal Marie. Taking each card one by one is helping anchor in the story of the tarot to me and allowing it to give it some time to, kind of blossom and bloom, if you will, and make sense to me. So I think that's the thing that's so daunting about the tarot for so many new readers or people new to tarot. It's like, dang, like 78 cards. I can't wrap my head around this. Like memorizing all the wands, all the pentacles, all the swords, all the cups. And it's just a lot. I don't know about you, but that seems like a lot for me. So yeah, taking it slow and easy and letting things develop on their own is always great. Okay, so Pan is the only one that I can see right now. Everything else is face down, and that's Lobelia. So Pan also could probably in the regular tarot, it would be the Devil card. But, they really put like a fun spin on it here, and that is to have more fun and be more, just kind of playful and things like that. So that's coming in with the herb Lobelia. And I have the book here in front of me. Pan. Is that 15? Yeah, 15. My Roman numerals were like, it's an X and a V. So yeah, that's 15. But Pan is all about needing to lighten up, not taking oneself so seriously. And get this, need to break up old patterns. So Pan is saying, let go of cares and worries and play more. Spilling out of oneself inappropriately or hanging on to things that have little truth or reality could also be at play here. But he's basically saying that laughter resolves all things. And we can say to ourselves, I empower the joy within me. Oh, yeah, I want to tell you about that too. Yesterday we pulled Devil's Claw, which is all about reclaiming power. And wouldn't you know it, like, I listened to a couple YouTube videos yesterday while doing the dishes for 2 freaking hours. And I heard a lot of subtle messages and some very obvious about reclaiming power. So it must be the theme this week in collective consciousness, because we do tap into that a lot without even realizing it. So yeah, laughter resolves all things. Ha 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 ha. I empower the joy within me. And so Lobelia can help, people breathe better that have bronchial spasms or asthma. And it helps to open up some constrained life chi energy. It also counteracts the desire for tobacco. So yeah, that's really interesting. It's an interesting herb. It could make you throw up, induce vomiting, so you only want to take a little bit of it. But yeah, very interesting to use for lung congestion. So that to me says, wow, you're shallow breathing, aren't you? Yeah, I really am. So let's take some deep breaths like today and, of course right now. And take a deep breath and breathe deep. My mom's outside. I just got a text message. Keep breathing until I come back. Okay. All right. Lots of breathing just went on. Also, like probably a half hour has passed. Okay. So I'm looking at Pan. Where were we? I don't even know. Looking at Lobelia. Even though he's got fire around him, he's like, let's have more fun. Let's breathe more. Right, fire takes in oxygen. So be fire, y'all. Okay, so let's see what other cards we got for Tarot Tuesday. Okay, first we have the Ace of Cups reversed. And that is the Lotus. So very interesting to look at this card reversed, because when it's upright, we've got this abundant cup flowing over, down. To look at it flowing upwards, it kind of reminds me of steam almost, right? So, or tears, maybe the lotus it's crying. So anyways, we'll get a message from there, from the Lotus, the Ace of Cups. Are these all going to be reversed? Then we have St. John's Wort, King of Swords coming in. So yeah, to me that's like, you haven't been shining your light. St. John's Wort is, let yourself shine, right? It's such a solar-infused herb. And, have you been shining your light? Have you been gracing the world with your gifts and your happiness and your love and your laughter? If you've been holding back, you are holding out on yourself. Now, I know personally, I was just even talking about this yesterday with my friend Charity, that I haven't been doing broadcasts, like pulling cards for people. Like I haven't done it for like a year on the regular. Like I used to do it all the time. It felt so good. I loved it. but then I quit because I felt like people were taking advantage of me. Like, even though I loved it, there just wasn't any return on it. And my ego got the best of me and was like, you can't just be sitting here entertaining people and they don't put nothing in your tip jar. So I just quit. But the thing is, the person that probably suffered the most from that was me. Moi. And so it's like, don't dim yourself for any reason. So don't let your ego dim you. Don't let your lower mind take away your pleasure of shining. Don't dim yourself to fit in. Or sometimes we don't shine our light because we don't want other people to feel out of place or awkward or bad. It's like, yo, if you got light to shine, get it going on. Okay, then the next two we've got is 9 of Cups, upright, and the Chariot reversed. So, yeah, we've got Squaw Vine and Cypress. Now, having the Chariot reversed, from what I understand about the Chariot, like, that sort of probably represents like a lack of motivation and drive. And, why is that going? I don't know. What's diagonal from the St. John's wort? So it's like, to me, that says your inspiration has been lacking, right? You've not been following your passion or what excites you. You've kind of just been doing what needs to be done. Like yesterday, doing 2 hours worth of dishes. My God. I'm surprised I didn't throw them all out. Seriously. Side note, I keep talking about with my same friend Charity that, like, isn't it a great idea to just, and that my son actually was the one who suggested this, give everyone one plate, one bowl, one glass, one set of silverware, and be like, yeah, take care of it if you want it, and make everybody responsible for their own set of dishes instead of like, oh, we have all these bowls that are dirty. But we keep entertaining that idea, we as in me and this other mama, because we're done standing in front of the sink for hours upon hours. But I was telling her that the only way that would really work is if everybody had their own color-coded dish set. So that would mean, like, the dishes we have now, I'd have to totally pack away. Like, I'd have to hide mason jars because people love to drink out of mason jars. And then, if they forget which one's theirs, they just get another one, And it's like, I'd have to actually hide and lock up dishes. So I don't know if I'm, like, quite ready to do that. But, this constant every day having to do so much drudgery does take away from being like, you know what, I think I'll pull cards for the next hour on Facebook or wherever, and I feel that call again and again. And I also feel my ego making excuses like, you're old, you don't wear makeup, you shouldn't really put your face in the screen. Like, I have these like terrible, like just stick to just stick with your voice, honey. I don't know what happened. But, like, I just kind of, like, my ego got the best of me there. And it's like, don't do it until you get a light. Which, actually, that is kind of valid because, like, lighting does make a difference. And I don't have a light right now. So I keep, like, making all these excuses. But it's like, there's a part of me that's like, could you just please get online and shine your light and pull some cards already? Could ya? So we're going to look up the 9 of Cups because that means nothing to me except that when I look at the card, the energy feels good. There's these 9 golden cups behind this young lad who's very content sitting in the squaw vine. So there's this great energy of contentment up there, but the Chariot underneath it is reversed. So it's like, yeah, you've just been content getting by, like, not like getting by, but like you've just been content checking off your to-do list. But there's another list over here, and it's like the will do list, or like what does your will inside of you really want to do? You're just doing the should do's, but what do you actually want to do? Okay, and then our last card leading this out, we've got 2 cards on the end. So this is the last card, and it's rhubarb. reversed. It's the Seven of Pentacles. So when I think of rhubarb, of course, you might think of rhubarb pie for the first thing, but I actually, before I even thought of rhubarb pie, I thought of medicinally the rhubarb root, which is a laxative. But it's reversed. So maybe that just sort of is this message like, yeah, if you continue on the way you're continuing, you might as well just prepare yourself for more energetic stagnation. Ugh, dang it. That's the message. Yeah. So it's like you've got to remedy this by having some more fun in your life. And yeah, like it doesn't really matter what it is, but you know what you enjoy. And you should do more of it. So let me grab the book here. And just, which one do we want to look up first? The Nine of Cups, maybe, because that's the one that I had like nothing to say about. All right, let's see. Is a skunk ambassador around here? My dog got sprayed in the face Sunday night with a skunk, and he is still just infusing skunkness wherever he goes. All right. Nine of Cups. I've almost gotten to the page. Here we go. Okay, so the key words are self-satisfaction, achievement, self-acceptance, giving birth to the dream. Ooh, I share my visions and feelings with those to whom I am close. And squavine is actually, it's a womb strengthener. It aids in childbirth. It relieves menstrual irregularities, promotes fertility, protects against miscarriage. It's diuretic. So it's good for urinary inflammation. All right, so to me, I guess that's a woman sitting in front of there. It's hard to tell with these characters. It could go either way. She might be ready to give birth to a child. Oh, is that what we're looking at? Okay. That's a pregnant mama there. And she has a sense of personal fulfillment. Yeah, that's what I felt on this card for sure. There is a mountain in the way background behind the cups, and it indicates that there are still mountains to climb to realize one's potential. So this message says, give yourself a pat on the back, but don't get so complacent and lazy that you stop creating. Share your love and joy with others and allow your inner light and expression to flow from you. So yeah, that's interesting that it is right beside St. John's wort, which was reversed. And it's like you haven't been shining your light and you need to. We can just really condense that, like you have not been shining your light and you need to. So that's what the King of Swords, St. John's wort, is all about. Like, let's pull that up here. King of Swords. And yeah. Whew. That's all about being a seeker of truth, apex of integrity. But it could be arrogance with one's ideas, being too righteous and critical, clear communication as to what one believes, need to remain calm and open to new ideas. I acknowledge my ability to see clearly and to communicate my beliefs and ideas. So St. John's wort is also, it strengthens and renews the nerves and raises the spirits, relieves depression, but it also supports the lungs, expelling phlegm and a few other things. But what's interesting is it's above lobelia, and that's also for the lungs. So, like, I just feel this physical message coming in that says we need to breathe more deeply. And yeah, that will help with clarity, and that will help, get clear what it is that you want to shine your light on. And yeah, make sure, this is the King of Swords and it is reversed, so make sure you're not being too harsh with yourself. It's like, okay, We could be doing more, we could be doing better, but don't be too harsh with yourself, but just get focused and use your clarity of mind to support your creativity and to also be supportive with others. All right, let's skip on over to the Ace of Cups. That was our first card with the Lotus reversed. This is the key words for this card is following the heart, faith and hope that the light will be revealed. And yesterday, was that just yesterday we did the law of faith? Need to calm the thoughts, feeling one's deep connections to Mother Earth and Father Sky. Devotion, visions of aspiration. So let us say with pure devotion, I open myself to the wisdom of my heart. And so that's a beautiful message that like we had all those heart messages yesterday. This is reversed, but that just means like keep going, right? To me that says keep working on purity and peace. That's what the lotus symbolizes, purity and peace. And medicinally, nearly all parts of the lotus have a use. It's, a nutritive tonic. Here's another message for phlegm. So the Ace of Cups, or Lotus, St. John's wort, lobelia, getting rid of that phlegm, which is like that energetic muck inside of you. So there's a lot of messages for that, getting rid of things like that, energetically, physically. And let's quiet and calm the mind, get clear. And the lotus helps us to embrace our own true inner self with a loving respect. Woo! So hibiscus flowers is an herbal ally. So maybe let's drink up some of that hibiscus tea today. But it's like a lot of these cards are saying you're not quite living up to your full potential, but keep working on that self-worth, be easy on yourself, but get clear, get inspired. Pan says laugh more, have more fun. Let's get that energy flowing, let's get that energy flowing. And let's open up the book now to Chariot. We got to go back. So that is the 7th card, the Chariot. So that is reversed, and the keywords are direction from within, knowledge of inner power and strengths, ability to regulate and manifest one's life, need to filter out group or race thoughts, need to use one's power toward goodwill, need to allow the emotions to be released. Could also be mood swings or taking the middle way. Need to contact the watery part in one's self. So the affirmation for the Chariot is, with my heart as my guide, I will use my will and power to be victorious in all that I do. So whatever you want to do, set your mind to it, put your energy in it. It'll be a success if your energy is lined up with it. The thing I love about the Chariot so much is he has separated himself from groupthink, right? He thinks for himself. He's a peaceful warrior, and he's liberated from any old patterns that bind him. So it's like if we keep falling into these old patterns, this is our signal to really do our work to be released from it. Feel the emotions, feel the feelings, whatever comes up, and then get focused on something new. So he is and then the herb is the herb of regulating energy, cypress. I've never worked with that personally, but it is a drying herb. So if there's like just too much emotional stuff going on, right, this is kind of a message to, feel your feelings, but then don't get caught up in that emotional, like just I'm seeing like water going around in a circle and you can't get out of it. Like a tidal something, what's that called? Like it looks like a drain, right? So don't get caught up in these excessive emotions, like if they're becoming redundant and repetitive and just a pattern. So yeah, just you want to find that direction from within, and that will lead to contentment. So yeah, let's just finish up and see what the Seven of Pentacles wants to say with rhubarb. And yeah, they're all good messages. They play off of yesterday, and they're all so far to me like focus, direction, clarity, inspiration, light. What are you putting your energy into? And so 7 Pentacles, there is a guy with a hoe in his hand, and he's reflecting on his past efforts and considering the work ahead. So he must plan to open up a new avenue of work. That's funny. Which may be more satisfying to him on all levels, body, mind, and spirit. So he knows there's hard work ahead, but he wants it to be satisfying work. And rhubarb is saying, okay, make sure you don't become too rigid. Don't become too rigid. Don't get caught up in your setbacks. Okay, you don't want to be so inflexible and stubborn. And you don't want to get caught up in your fears, failures, or worries. And then you got to make sure you are being disciplined. Yeah, you could become undisciplined and not get any work done. So rhubarb says, I look at the past and learn how I can now create a better tomorrow. So yeah, we need to get working. No time to sit on our laurels. If you're feeling immobilized by fear or failure, take some time to learn from your past experiences. But then, yeah, learn from the past, look at it, learn from it, and learn how I can now create a better tomorrow. So rhubarb root is one of the best herbs for treating diarrhea by clearing the cause of the intestinal irritants. So it's astringent. In small doses, it aids digestion, and it's an effective tonic. But yeah, in a larger dose, I believe it will release constipation. So it's one of those herbs that fixes both sides of the coin, but it's all about the dose. But spiritually, for us today, it's going to help us assist in tuning into the earth and the inner joy of creating on this planet. So that's the second message we got, of tuning into the earth. And I don't know, the 114th message to create more from joy. So yeah, if we have constipated feelings or congested creative flowing, let's get it opened up. Let's let it loose. And yeah, don't let your energy dissipate from you on things that don't matter to you. Okay? So rhubarb will help to staunch this undisciplined flow and encourage direction of the energy toward fruitful results. So let's be really super mindful of where we're directing our energy. Make it count. Make it matter. Don't be sitting on your laurels. It's time to work. It's time to work towards your joy. It's time to work towards your light. And it's time to reach for that feeling of satisfaction and contentment and clarity, while at the same time we're having fun and anchoring in that love, light, and peace within, because that is the only thing that matters. All right, so I can do that today. Just really focus on what truly matters to me. And of course, that is love, light, and peace within, and having fun and enjoying myself. So my daughter and I were going to get ready and we're going to stain the front porch. That'll be fun. And then focus on my projects. Think about how I want to make money in the future, right? Kind of manifest that perfect part-time job for myself. while at the same time getting to shine my light and do the inner work and find that self-satisfaction, that contentment, get the energy flowing. We don't want to become stagnant right now. We don't want to become undisciplined. We don't want to get distracted. Really, stay focused on what brings you joy and what really matters to you. So thank you so much, Lotus. Thank you, St. John's wort. Thank you, Lobelia. Thank you, Squavine. And thank you, Cypress. And yes, Rhubarb, thank you as well. These have all been amazing messages from the Herbal Tarot. And I really appreciate it so much, because when you get on your path, this far along on your path, you really want to stay on your path. When you get sidetracked, it instantly doesn't feel good. So I appreciate all the energetic, all the herbal, and all the loving support I can get from the guidance here today to just stay focused, stay on your path, go within and connect to that energy. Go outside and connect with Gaia, connect to the earth, and then go towards whatever your heart is calling you to, whatever feels right. Do that. So on that note, I've enjoyed these tarot cards so much, and I can't wait to hang out with you again tomorrow. So see you then. So much love to you.